You know that feeling when you want something so badly, but it keeps slipping through your fingers? Maybe it's that perfect relationship you've been dreaming of, or that job promotion you've been working so hard to get. The more you chase after it, the further away it seems to run. It's like trying to catch your own shadow. The faster you run, the faster it moves away from you. But what if I told you that all this chasing, all this running, all this struggling is actually pushing away the very things you want most in life? Think about it for a moment. Have you ever noticed how the people who seem most desperate for love often stay single the longest? Or how those who obsess over money often struggle the most financially? This isn't just bad luck. It's actually a deep universal law at work. And today I'm going to share with you a simple but powerful technique that will completely transform the way you attract what you want into your life. This isn't about vision boards or repeating affirmations until you're blue in the face. This is about understanding a fundamental truth that most people never realize. The art of receiving doesn't come from chasing. It comes from becoming magnetic. And the best part? This technique is so simple that you can start using it today, right after watching this video. Let me take you back to a time in my life when I was the world's biggest chaser. I was that person who would text someone 10 times if they didn't respond right away. I would refresh my email, constantly waiting for job responses. I would check my bank account obsessively, hoping somehow the numbers would magically grow. Every day felt like a marathon where I was running after my dreams, but they always seemed to be 10 steps ahead of me. I remember one particular moment that really hit home. I had been trying to land my dream job for months. I prepared endless cover letters, followed up multiple times, and even showed up at their office uninvited twice. I did everything the hustle culture told me to do. Chase your dreams, they said. Never give up, they said. But all this chasing left me exhausted, anxious, and honestly kind of desperate. Then something interesting happened. After another rejected application, I was so tired that I just stopped. I completely gave up the chase, not because I didn't want the job anymore, but because I was simply too exhausted to keep running, and that's when everything changed. During this period of forced surrender, I started noticing something fascinating. The less I chased, the more things naturally started flowing my way. When I stopped desperately texting people, they started reaching out to me. When I stopped obsessing over money, unexpected opportunities started appearing. It was like magic, but it wasn't magic at all. It was a universal principle that I had been fighting against all along. Here's what nobody tells you about chasing. It's based on a fundamental misunderstanding of how energy works. When you're chasing something, you're actually broadcasting a very clear message to the universe. That message isn't, "I want this." It's, "I don't have this." And here's the crucial part. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to the energy you're putting out. Think about it like this. When you're chasing someone or something, what's the energy behind that chase? It's usually fear, anxiety, and lack. You're chasing because you're afraid you won't get it. You're chasing because you believe you don't already have it. You're chasing because deep down, you're operating from a place of scarcity. And this creates a powerful energetic pattern that actually repels the very things you're trying to attract. Let me break this down even further. When you're chasing, you're telling yourself and the universe three things. First, you're saying, "I don't have this thing." Second, you're saying, "I need this thing to be happy or complete." And third, You're saying, I don't trust that this thing will come to me naturally. These three beliefs create a perfect storm of repelling energy. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more water slips through your fingers. But if you gently cup your hands, the water stays. This is exactly how the universe works with our desires. The harder we chase, the more elusive our desires become. Have you ever noticed how things often come to you when you least expect them? Maybe you met your perfect partner right after you decided to take a break from dating. Or you got an amazing job offer right after you decided to stay in your current position. These aren't coincidences. They're perfect examples of what happens when you stop chasing and start allowing. The truth about chasing goes even deeper than this. When you're constantly chasing, you're actually putting yourself in an energetically inferior position. You're placing whatever you want on a pedestal, making it more important than your own peace and well-being. This creates an energetic imbalance that makes it impossible to attract what you want as an equal. Think of it like a game of cat and mouse. The mouse runs because the cat chases. If the cat stopped chasing, the mouse would stop running. This is exactly what happens with our desires. When we chase them, they run. When we stop chasing, they often turn around and come right to us. But here's where most people get stuck. They hear this and think, well, if I stop chasing, how will I ever get what I want? This comes from our deeply programmed belief that we have to work hard and struggle for everything we want. We've been taught that if something comes easily, it's either suspicious or we don't deserve it. The truth is, the universe operates on the principle of least effort. Look at nature. Flowers don't strain to bloom, rivers don't struggle to flow, and the earth doesn't force itself to spin. Everything happens naturally, effortlessly, in perfect divine timing. The same can be true for you and your desires. When you're chasing something, you're actually resisting this natural flow. You're trying to control the timing, the method, and the outcome. This resistance creates blockages in your energy field that prevent your desires from flowing to you naturally. It's like swimming upstream. You might make some progress, but you're using way more energy than necessary, and you're making the journey much harder than it needs to be. The most powerful thing you can realize is this: everything you want also wants you. Success wants to find you. Love wants to find you. Abundance wants to find you. But as long as you're chasing these things, you're actually running away from them energetically. It's like playing a cosmic game of reverse tag. The more you chase, the more elusive your desires become. Understanding this truth about chasing is the first step to transforming your entire approach to manifestation. When you really get this, not just intellectually, but deep in your bones, everything starts to shift. You start to see how much energy you've been wasting on the chase, and you begin to understand that there's a much easier way to attract what you want. But here's the really beautiful part. The moment you truly understand why chasing doesn't work is the same moment you begin to understand what does work. And that understanding changes everything. It's not about becoming passive or giving up on your desires. It's about learning to work with the universe instead of against it. It's about becoming magnetic rather than becoming exhausted. This is where most law of attraction teachings miss the mark. They tell you to focus intensely on what you want, to visualize it constantly, to think about it all the time. But isn't that just another form of chasing? Isn't that still coming from a place of lack? The real secret is much simpler, much more natural, and much more powerful than that. The truth about chasing isn't just about stopping the chase. It's about understanding why the chase was never necessary in the first place. It's about recognizing that you are already complete, already whole, already worthy of everything you desire. When you truly understand this, chasing becomes as unnecessary as chasing after your own shadow. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to your wants. It responds to your energy. And the energy of chasing is always the energy of lack. It's the energy of not having, of not being enough, of needing something outside yourself to feel complete. This is why the chase never ends, because no amount of external achievement can fill an internal sense of lack. But when you shift your energy from chasing to allowing, from pursuing to attracting, from wanting to having, everything changes. The very things you've been running after start running toward you. The universe starts working with you instead of against you, and that's when the real magic begins to happen. Think about the last time you really wanted something. Notice how that wanting felt in your body. Was there tension, anxiety, a sense of urgency? That's the energy of chasing, and it's exactly what we're going to transform. Because once you understand the truth about chasing, you can never go back to the old way of doing things. You'll see that there's a much easier, much more natural way to attract everything you want into your life. The truth about chasing is ultimately a truth about trust. When you're chasing, you're not trusting. You're not trusting in divine timing. You're not trusting in your own worthiness. And you're not trusting in the universe's ability to bring you what you want in the perfect way and the perfect time. But when you understand this truth deeply, everything shifts. You start to see that the chase was always an illusion, that everything you want is already making its way to you, that your only job is to align your energy and allow it to come. And that's exactly what we're going to learn how to do. Imagine a magnet for a moment. Have you ever watched how it works? It doesn't chase after metal objects. It doesn't try to convince them to come closer. It doesn't struggle or strain. It simply exists in its natural state, and through its very nature, it attracts what aligns with it. This is exactly how you're meant to attract everything you want in life. Your natural state is magnetic. Every single person has this magnetic power within them, but most people never tap into it because they're too busy chasing. Think about the most magnetic people you know. They're usually not the ones desperately trying to get attention or make things happen. They're the ones who are completely comfortable in their own skin, radiating their own unique energy. This magnetic principle works because of a simple truth. Energy attracts like energy. When you're in a state of peace, you attract peaceful situations. When you're in a state of abundance, you attract more abundance. When you're in a state of love, you attract more love. It's not about what you're doing. It's about who you're being. Let me share something fascinating about magnets that perfectly explains this principle. A magnet's power isn't just in pulling things toward it. It can also repel things that don't align with it. This is exactly how your energy works. When you're truly magnetic, you naturally attract what's meant for you and repel what isn't. You don't have to chase the right things or run away from the wrong things. It happens automatically through your energetic state. The most powerful part about becoming magnetic is that it requires no effort. Actually, effort reduces your magnetic power. It's like trying to make a magnet work harder by shaking it. You're just interfering with its natural ability to attract. Your job isn't to make the magnetism work, Your job is to remove the blocks that are preventing it from working naturally. Think of yourself like a powerful magnet that's been covered in mud. The magnetic power is still there, but it can't work properly until you clear away what's blocking it. The mud is your limiting beliefs, your fears, your need to control, and most importantly, your habit of chasing. As you clear these away, your natural magnetic power begins to shine through. The journey from chasing to magnetism begins with finding peace exactly where you are. This might sound simple, but it's actually the most crucial step that most people miss. They think they need to fix everything in their life first, then they'll find peace. But it works the other way around. When you find peace first, everything else naturally falls into place. Inner peace isn't about having everything perfect in your life. It's about being okay even when things aren't perfect. It's about finding that quiet space within yourself where you know, deep down, that everything is working out exactly as it should. This peace becomes your foundation for magnetism. Here's what most people don't realize about inner peace. It's not something you need to create or achieve. It's already there within you, underneath all the mental chatter, underneath all the worrying about the future and regrets about the past. It's your natural state when you stop trying so hard to make everything happen. Think about a time when you were completely at peace. Maybe it was watching a beautiful sunset, or sitting quietly in nature, or having a perfect moment with someone you love. In that moment, were you chasing anything? Were you trying to make anything happen? No, you were simply being, and in that state of being, everything felt perfect exactly as it was. This is the state we want to cultivate, not just in special moments, but as our default way of being. Because here's the truth, when you're at peace, you become incredibly magnetic. Think about peaceful people you know. Don't things just seem to work out for them? Aren't they the ones who seem to attract good things without trying so hard? The reason peace is so magnetic is because it's the opposite of chasing energy. When you're at peace, you're sending a powerful message to the universe. I'm okay right now. I trust in divine timing. I know everything is working out perfectly. This energy of trust and acceptance is incredibly attractive to everything you desire. But here's where people often get stuck. They think finding peace means giving up on their desires. They worry that if they become peaceful with where they are, they'll lose their motivation to grow and achieve. This couldn't be further from the truth. Peace isn't about settling. It's about creating the perfect conditions for your desires to manifest. Once you've found that foundation of peace, the next step is aligning your energy with what you want to attract. But this isn't about trying to generate positive energy or force yourself to feel good. It's about allowing yourself to naturally resonate with the energy of your desires. Think about what you want to attract. Now, instead of chasing it, imagine you already have it. Not in a pretending way, but in a deep, knowing way. How would you feel? How would you carry yourself? What would your energy be like? This isn't about faking it till you make it. It's about tapping into the truth that everything you desire is already yours on an energetic level. Energy alignment happens when there's no gap between what you want and who you're being. Most people create a huge energetic gap. They want abundance but embody scarcity. They want love but embody neediness. They want success but embody doubt. Closing this gap is what energy alignment is all about. Here's a secret about energy alignment that most people miss. It's not about keeping your energy high all the time. That's exhausting and impossible. True alignment is about being authentic with whatever energy you're experiencing, while maintaining that underlying peace we talked about earlier. It's about being real with where you are while staying connected to where you're going. Your energy is like a radio signal you're constantly broadcasting to the universe. When this signal is clear and consistent, the universe can easily match it and send back experiences that align with it. But when you're chasing, your signal becomes scrambled. One minute you're broadcasting, "I trust," the next minute, "I'm worried," then, "I'm desperate," then, "I'm trying to stay positive." No wonder the universe gets confused about what to send you. The beautiful thing about energy alignment is that it's natural. You don't have to force it. Just like a plant naturally grows toward the sun, your energy naturally aligns with your desires when you stop interfering with the process. All that forcing, struggling, and chasing actually prevents your energy from finding its natural alignment. Think about water for a moment. Water naturally finds its own level. It doesn't struggle or strain. It simply flows until it's perfectly aligned. Your energy works the same way. When you stop the chase and allow yourself to be in a state of peaceful alignment, everything you desire naturally flows to you at the perfect time and in the perfect way. The key to maintaining this alignment is to focus on how you want to feel rather than what you want to have. When you chase things, you're focused on the outer form. But when you align your energy, you're focused on the inner essence. And here's the magical part. When you align with the essence, the form follows naturally. This alignment becomes your new way of being in the world. Instead of chasing after things from a place of lack, you move through life from a place of aligned abundance. You're no longer trying to get somewhere. You're simply allowing yourself to be drawn naturally toward what's meant for you. Remember, energy alignment isn't something you do once and then you're done. It's a moment-by-moment choice to stay connected to your truth, to maintain that peaceful foundation, and to trust in the perfect unfolding of everything you desire. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and the more magnetic you become to everything you want to attract. Here's where everything changes. Understanding the difference between forced action and inspired action. When you're chasing, you're taking forced action. You're pushing, struggling, trying to make things happen through sheer willpower. But when you're magnetic, you take inspired action. These actions flow naturally, feel effortless, and often bring surprising results. Inspired action feels like being gently pulled forward rather than pushing yourself to move. It's like the difference between paddling upstream and flowing with the current. When you're inspired, you don't need to force yourself to take action. You feel naturally motivated to move in certain directions. Think about a time when you just knew exactly what to do. There wasn't any struggle or doubt. You just felt clear guidance to take a certain step. Maybe you felt drawn to go to a certain place, call a specific person, or try something new. That's inspired action, and it's far more powerful than any amount of forced effort. The beautiful thing about inspired action is that it often doesn't make logical sense at first. You might feel drawn to take a different route to work, only to meet someone important. You might feel inspired to learn a new skill that later becomes crucial for an opportunity you couldn't have predicted. When you follow these gentle nudges of inspiration, You're allowing the universe to guide you to your desires in ways your logical mind couldn't have planned. Here's what most people get wrong about inspired action. They wait for some huge flash of inspiration before they move. But inspired action usually starts small. It's the quiet thought to reach out to someone. It's the gentle urge to try something different. It's the subtle feeling that now is the right time to take a specific step. Let's talk about the 3 biggest mistakes people make when trying to shift from chasing to attracting. Understanding these can save you months or even years of frustration and help you avoid the common pitfalls on this journey. The first mistake is trying to use magnetism as another form of control. People hear about becoming magnetic and think, great, this is just another way to make things happen. But true magnetism isn't about control. It's about surrender. It's about trusting that what's meant for you will come to you in divine timing. The second mistake is confusing patience with passivity. When people stop chasing, they sometimes swing to the other extreme and become completely passive. They think they just need to sit on their couch and wait for everything to magically appear. But remember, magnetism is an active force. You're not doing nothing. You're maintaining a powerful energetic state that naturally draws things to you. The third mistake is trying to fake their energy. They think they need to pretend to be peaceful or abundant when they're really feeling anxious or lacking. But true magnetism comes from authenticity. It's okay to have moments of doubt or fear. The key is to acknowledge these feelings while maintaining that deeper foundation of peace we talked about earlier. Let me share some real examples of how this principle works in everyday life. There was Sarah, who had been desperately trying to find her perfect relationship. She went on endless dates, constantly checked dating apps, and tried to mold herself into what she thought others wanted. After learning about magnetic attraction, she focused on finding peace with being single and aligning with the energy of love. Within 2 months, she met her now husband at a grocery store of all places. Then there's Michael, who had been chasing success in his business for years. He was working 80-hour weeks, constantly pursuing clients and pushing himself to exhaustion. When he switched to a magnetic approach, he focused on becoming the embodiment of success and abundance. He started taking inspired actions rather than forced ones. His business actually grew faster, but with less effort, and opportunities started coming to him instead of him having to chase them. Another powerful example is Lisa, who had been struggling with financial abundance. She was always chasing money, taking any job she could find, and constantly worrying about bills. When she shifted to a magnetic approach, she focused on feeling abundant regardless of her bank balance. She started taking inspired actions around money, and within 6 months, she had manifested not just a better paying job, but multiple streams of income she hadn't even thought of before. Everything we've talked about today comes down to one simple truth. The power to attract what you want has always been within you. You just need to stop chasing long enough to let it work. Remember, you're not giving up on your desires. You're actually allowing them to come to you in a much easier and more natural way. Your only job is to maintain that peaceful foundation, align your energy with what you want to attract, and follow the inspired actions that naturally arise. Let go of the chase, embrace your natural magnetic power, and watch as the universe brings you everything you've been running after, and often something even better than you imagined. The path ahead of you now is clear. Start with finding peace where you are right now. Align your energy with what you want to attract. Follow your inspired actions. And most importantly, trust. Trust that everything you desire is already making its way to you. Trust that you don't need to chase it. Trust that your magnetic power is enough. As you move forward from this video, take a moment to feel the relief of knowing you can stop running. Feel the peace of knowing you're already magnetic. Feel the joy of knowing that everything you want is already on its way to you. This is your natural state, and now you know how to live from it. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what insights you're taking away and how you plan to apply this in your life. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos about manifesting, spirituality, and personal growth. Until next time, remember, you don't need to chase what's already yours.